Make sure.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Facebook Live Friday night. I hope you have had a great week and so far enjoyed. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to catch in with us and jump on. Just so you know, tonight we have with us 3 Olympic and professional track athletes, and we're going to be talking to them about training, about what it takes to become an athlete, how they've gotten where they're going. Or where they are, excuse me, it's a little tongue-tied, it's been a long Friday, y'all, long Friday. But I'm going to talk to them about how they've got to where they are, how they feel about the Olympics being postponed, and how everything has affected their track season and their track schedule with the coronavirus. Hopefully we can get some advice for you guys, our young track athletes who are steady working hard and training, and they can give you guys some advice and some tips on training and upping your track game or upping your game in general for any sport that you play or participate in. Please feel free as we go through, if you have a question or a comment, to type it out. I got Mark in the background. He'll be reading through the questions for us. If for any reason you can't hear anything, type that in as well. We hear ourselves just fine. Y'all know that. I yell a lot, so we're good with that. So I'm going to let you guys keep logging in for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you who we have, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves a little bit as well. We have Asa, we have Jasmine, and we have Grace. And we're going to start with you, Grace. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Claxton. I'm from Puerto Rico. I also represent Puerto Rico. I run track and field. My event is the 400-meter hurdles. And I've been to the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
My name is Jasmine Camacho Quinn. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, but I represent Puerto Rico. I attended the University of Kentucky, and I also competed in the 2016 Olympics.
Hi everyone, my name is Asa Gomar. I run 400 meters and the 200 meters. I run for Trinidad and Tobago. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. And yeah. I recently competed in the 2019 World Championships and for indoors in 2018. And we just won World Relays in 2019 as well.
Sweet. So you can tell we have some accomplished athletes with us. I'm going to stay out of the screen, you guys. We are practicing our social distancing. So you'll hear me talk, and I'm going to ask some questions, and we're going to go from there. So let's start with you. What did you guys win in 2019? You won it with Trinidad and Tobago, with the relay team, correct?
We competed in where was it? Yokohama in Japan. Yeah, my first time, basically on the big stage, competing with the world ranked athletes. It was,
Is that intimidating for you? If that's your first time there, is that intimidating?
It was. I could say I was really scared, but as I got out there and did everything, I became a little less scared and just.
So at that point, would you say then your training takes over or your adrenaline kicks in?
Adrenaline plays a big part. My training showed, although it could have been better, but.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jasmine, how about you? I know at UK you won a couple of big NCAA things, correct? Share that with us.
While I was at Kentucky, where I competed 3 years, and I won nationals. I won a national title every year. Two of them outdoors in the 100 hurdles, and one in the 4x1, and also 6 SEC titles, and 3 in the, what would it be? 3, no. I won 3 indoor? I don't know, 2 indoor. I won 2 indoor. I won 3 outdoor. And also the 4x4. We won.
And Grace?
So, hold on a second, I'm sorry. We have a question coming from Marcus Davis. Wants to ask Jasmine, other than Kentucky, Gamecocks, or Tigers, who were you with?
Dang it, MD.
I mean, I never really got down to that. We never were like big on, South Carolina, Clemson like that. It was kind of like,
You don't have to choose.
I'm gonna say Clemson because I really wanted to go to Clemson before even committing to Kentucky. I would just say that for me, but that was just for track only. Like I don't care about anything else.
Grace, where did you go to school at? Did you go?
I did 2 years in Puerto Rico, San Carlos Corazon, and then I transferred to Albany, New York. It was a drastic change from the tropical islands to cold weather, snow. And I did very good at the University at Albany. I went in being a 400 dash, and then my coach within 14 months he switched me to the 400 hurdles, and that within that same time period I qualified for the Olympics in an event that I just started learning, and the goal. I'm gonna dive right into it.
No, please do it.
Yeah, so then when I went to the Olympics, the goal was to just have fun and enjoy the moment. My coach just wanted me to enjoy it. We weren't really expecting to make it to the second round because it was just my first time. He knew that I had a lot of potential, but he just didn't want me to pressure myself. So he just said, just have fun with it and just won it like a final, and because of that, it helped me to proceed to move on to the second round, which is the semifinals. So that was a great moment for me. It was an eye-opening that I should never doubt myself, even though at moments you will question yourself, you will doubt yourself. You probably won't even think that you are good enough, but if you make it that far, it's for a purpose, it's for a reason, it's because you belong there.
Okay, so same question that I asked Asa, since that was your first time in the Olympics and you were competing on that big of a stage with athletes that you probably have either watched on TV or idolized, how did you feel? Did you have the nerves? Did you have to compose yourself and say, okay, this is my moment, I have to focus? How did you handle that?
What I think the Federation of Puerto Rico, the Olympic Committee, I think they did a pretty good job by keeping us away from the village for a little while. So they kept us in like a military base for a couple weeks or a couple of days, and probably you could say the same week we were supposed to compete, they took us to the village. So it made us focus a little more when we were apart, just basically isolated. And when we got there, we didn't have time to lose focus. So we competed well. We all competed very well. And then just being there, I guess, it was. I mean, obviously, you get to see people that you're usually seeing on TV competing, and to know that you're competing against them, it's like, wow. Of course, I was extremely nervous, but again, I just thought to myself, if I am here, it's because I earned this spot. It wasn't no raffle that they said, okay, great, since you're one of the Puerto Rican athletes in 400 hurdles, we're just going to take you. No, like I actually ran and qualified, and basically did everything that I had to do to make it to the Olympics.
Jasmine, same thing. So you were in the 2016 Olympics as well, and that was your first Olympics?
It was.
Okay, so first time on that stage, and you run for Puerto Rico, so you were Grace for teammates. So how was your experience? Would you say it was the same as Grace? Was it different?
I mean, for me, I was 19 at the time. So like, just growing up and seeing how things were, I was like, all right, it's gonna be like this. And then, like she said, we were on a base. And that was just, you had no choice but to stay focused in a sense. Like,
Okay.
we had each other, that's all I can say. We just had each other.
Have you always run hurdles, or it sounds like you raced in midstream, they decided, no, this is an event for you, we're gonna change it to something else, so you're stronger, better athlete. Have you, Jasmine, always run hurdles? Has that always been your event, or did you start somewhere else as well?
I started with hurdles from day one. That's my main event.
Now, how all three of you, again, this is a question for all three of you, how did all of you even get into track and field? We'll start with you, Asa, because I hear from Mark all the time, soccer is the sport of Trinidad. So, how are you track and field? How did that come about? Are you family athletes? Is it just something you got into in school?
So my high school is pretty big on track and field and soccer, of course. And I was actually talking about this like last week. It's like a norm for like the kids that go to my high school that do sports to end up getting a scholarship and coming to America to compete for a university or whatnot. And since I was like middle school, I told my stepdad this. I was like, I'm going to go to this school, I'm going to run track, and I'm going to get a scholarship. And at that point, I wasn't even running track, and I was just like, I wanted to do it. And when I got to the school, my first love was like the 100 meters, but I'm not good enough for that.
Okay.
Well, my talent is not in that. And well, that's 8, 9, 10th grade. I joined a club, so I competed in club track and whatnot. And yeah, I competed in club track.
If y'all don't Mark and I in the background, we might be a little distracted. The only one that's being paid for himself over here is Flex, so we're real sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I competed in club track, and then there was a trials for the junior national team. That was my first time on the track. And I made the team.
Fantastic.
And ever since that, I just kept making the team as the years went on. And at the end of my high school, at my time in high school, I was offered a scholarship, and then I ended up.
Now, is training in the U.S., and this for both you and Grace and Jasmine, you grew up in the U.S., so in Puerto Rico and in Trinidad, is the training here much different than it is there?
I would say yes.
Is it more lax or is it more strict?
It's a little more strict.
Here in the United States, it's more strict.
Well, in our group, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, where you're at now, but like coming over and going to college and that
It honestly was a rude awakening for me.
Okay.
But back in Trinidad, I also worked pretty hard, and we worked hard, but the amount of things, the volume, it was like a shocker for me.
Yeah, Grace, how about you?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, back when we're home in the country, we see it as, we relax. But coming out to the US, like, when we come to US, we have a goal. It's like we are here to accomplish something. We're here to accomplish our dream and not fool around. And we just want to make our people back at home happy and proud of us, so we're not going to come out to a different country and waste time.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so Jasmine, how about you? Did track always been your thing? Did you play any other sports?
I actually was a gymnast for 8 years, from age 3 to 11, and then, my knee blew out. I was hitting a growth spurt, and I kept complaining about my knee for like weeks before, and then it popped, and it was just swollen, and that was it. And my parents wouldn't let me go back after that, but I mean,
So how track? How did you get into track?
my daddy was the track coach.
Okay.
My brother Miguel actually was running, and my dad was like, "You're gonna be a track star." I'm like, "Daddy, I'm not running track. Like, I'm not doing this." And then I kind of got sold into it, and yeah, but I also play volleyball too.
Okay. So your family's athletic. Your dad was a track coach, and your brothers are athletes as well. So your family's athletic. Do you have your family's athletic as well? Yeah.
My mom used to run, my sisters, and my brother used to play soccer. And yeah, I guess my whole family was just pretty active. Always.
Great. No, just you?
No, yeah, just.
That's all, that's me and my family, so it's all right. I understand.
So we have a question coming in, this again is from Marcus. He wants to know, he has two aspiring track athletes, one's 14 and one's 10. What did you guys focus on at this age, and did you participate in other sports at these ages, which you just answered as well?
I'm at 10. I mean, I was in gymnastics at the time, and when I was 14, I was in ninth grade. Honestly, I didn't know my talent. Like, I didn't know what I could do, so I didn't take track serious. I was just out there just to be around my friends and, you know, waste time pretty much on that. Yeah, so that was it for me. It took for me getting injured in 10th grade to realize, like, all right, let me try to, because my daddy, they were paying for school. They were like, you better get a scholarship.
That was gonna be my question. So like for Asa and Grace, they both said, I went into school, basically, Asa, the sole focus was to run track, to get to the US, to get that scholarship to come here and run. Grace, you said you started in school in Puerto Rico and then you scholarship and came up to New York. So was that different for you? Was your mindset okay, which I think you just answered, is crap, I gotta get my stuff together because if I wanna go to college, then, you know, I need to focus, I need to pay attention, and I need to work for this to get the scholarship in track, or was there any other thought process there?
I mean, I kind of go with the flow, and it took until my 11th grade year, like, when I seen, okay, I can actually do something, for me to actually just believe in myself. And then, you know, when 12th grade came, it was different. Like, I had a different mindset because I knew what I was capable of, and then what I did in the junior year, like, I knew that I was a target at that point. So it was that, and then it's okay. And then having like, you know, my parents tell me, we're not paying for school, like, I don't know, you know, you need to get whatever together. And I was like, all right, well, it's gonna have to be track. So I pushed myself a little harder, and the goals that I want, you know, that I set for myself, I achieved, and I got my scholarship in Kentucky.
Okay. Other questions?
Yeah, another question is from Carolyn. How do you guys stay motivated when you're tired and sore? We're kind of jumping all over the place here.
That was on the list of questions. How do you stay motivated? And I'm going to add to Carolyn's question, because how do you stay motivated in just the day-to-day? Because obviously, especially over the last few months, we've had to work very hard, training for the Olympics, training for track season. So you have to stay that motivation. You have to train day-to-day, in, out. And then how did you stay motivated after all of the changes with the coronavirus, and then finding out that the Olympics was postponed, or the track season was postponed or canceled, that you're not running overseas anymore? How do you adjust in your training and in your mentality, actually, for both of those? My question makes sense there? Yeah. Okay. So Grace, let's start with you. Long question. It was. So basically,
I mean, staying motivated, what helps me is setting goals. If I set a goal, I want to accomplish that goal. So just working hard towards that goal, and how to stay motivated during this whole situation. Well, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning it did hit me really hard, and I felt like everything was basically over. And it took me a while to get motivated again, because little by little, they stripped away the track from us. Then we was basically stuck at the soccer field, and they stripped that away from us because they locked down our county. And it's like, so like, the more you try to stay motivated, it's like they keep taking and taking. So I mean, it was pretty tough, but now the bigger picture is, you know, look at the bright side, look at the positive side. We still have another year. to get better and improve and work on little things that, that we've been rushing through. For example, let's say if you've been experiencing not an injury, but something minor, now is the time to, take care of that, focus on that, and be ready for next year, because I don't know if there's going to be any needs this year at all. So, just focus on next year and just look at the positive things. That's pretty much my part.
Jen?
Stay motivated when you're tired and sore. It's hard. It's mainly a mental game in track and field. There's some workouts that are gonna have you down, but you just have to have a strong mental to push yourself through all of that. Because you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be sore, and it can be day after day after day,
Right.
continuously. So just as long as you push through. And as for this virus going on, I kind of figured season was gonna end.
So now track season is done. I know you run in the Diamond League, right? So all three of you, or just you? I know all three of you run on an international level. Yes, so you're not just running in the U.S. You're not. So so all of your season basically has come to an end. There's no meets in the U.S.
We're not too sure.
Okay.
Because there's still a small possibility that there might.
So then this might be an odd question, and don't think I'm crazy because I don't even know how you qualify for the Olympics, which is one of my questions. But do you now have to re-qualify next year?
You do.
Really?
Yeah, that time starts in December.
Okay, so then take me through that, because you have, for lack of a better way to say this, you guys have busted your ass to make the Olympic team and to work hard. So now to be told, yeah, sorry, we're postponing that and you now have to re-qualify. How does that hit you? Or is that something that you kind of, okay, well, we expect this because athletes get bigger, better, faster, stronger. How do you balance that out? Because what happens if you don't make the next Olympics? Which I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a question. Does that play a mental thing with you now when you're training? Like, well, crap, now I got to do this all again.
I think the ones that are already qualified, they are still qualified for next year. No.
It starts on December.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry. See, on Friday Night Live with us.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
For me personally, it's just like, well, I would have had to do it this year, so I'm just looking at it in a way where, okay, I have more time to prepare to get it next year, but it's still like a bummer. It still sucks because, it still sucks because for me, I was actually prepared to run. I was prepared to. I had people that I wanted to run again.
Right.
But I was,
Right. Well, that makes sense. It makes sense. I'm so sorry you had to learn this here. Now I feel bad. Thanks. You guys did this good until you were headed home and then said, hey, look, we lied. Yeah, we'll just break this to you now. Now I feel bad. So, that's cool. But I would assume then, I guess, that so you were in the process of qualifying for this year's Olympics?
yeah.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. So everything then, we cannot play ball. Okay, well, that's interesting to know. So I have a weird question that somebody had asked that wasn't even able to be here. They wanted to know what is the difference between indoor track and outdoor track?
Indoor, you run it on a bank, so the track is like lifted.
Well, it depends on the track.
Yeah, majority of the tracks are bank level. So they're gonna be like up.
Like a bowl.
Yeah, like a bowl, pretty much.
Is it the same, but the distance is the same? The track,
No,
the
it's
length of the
200.
track?
200 meters. And then the flat tracks are 300 meters, basically, like the majority of the time.
And do they have the same events in indoors, outdoor?
There's no 100. There's
Yeah.
2, 4, there's 60 meters, 60-meter hurdles.
Yeah, so there's no 100 meters, it's 60 meters, and then everything else is the same. Yeah.
All right, so here, you good? Okay. How do you guys train? How do you train for track? Like, is it a daily grind? Is it, one day is speed training, one day is tempo training, one day is hurdle training, and do all three of you do any other form of training, such as yoga, strength training? Do you believe in that? Do you think if you do it, do you think it makes you a better athlete?
It does, because I think, aside from the track, the work that you do at home, your core work, your push-ups, your abs, all that, it really helps.
So you strength train as
Yes.
well, so you lift and train in that
Yeah.
nature, okay. Jasmine?
It does. I mean, we need all of that. That's like part of our power that comes into it with lifting and things like that. It makes us stronger. Usually your days consist of intervals running and then 2 other days are going to be speed and technique. So you work on whatever your event is, you're going to be focused on that and also speed too.
That makes sense. Grace?
Yeah, it's pretty much speed. Some days is speed, 5 days a week. So let's say 3 of them are speed and techniques, then the other days are like the hard workouts, like 600, 400, 300. The technical days are also included hurdles and also strength. So gym, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it is extremely important, at least for some of us, right? Not everyone does gym because everyone is built different. You can't, depending on what event you're doing, you can't be too bulky. And also, like distance runners, they can't be bulky. I mean, I don't know if they can't, right? But you don't see that too often.
No, you don't. Well, obviously, we own a gym, so for us, strength training is priority, it's important. We do have athletes of every sport, track, baseball, football. We do train in different per sport, but, our belief is, yes, that you do need the strength training, especially as a younger athlete. As you're getting older in middle school, in high school, you need to have that base, the core, the upper body, even if it's just body-weighted exercises. That's something we believe in. So do you do anything else outside on your own, via yoga or stretch, or that's all kind of included in what you do for your workouts during the week, during the 5 days?
I mean, it would be beneficial if you do something at home, but we are at the track and at the gym all day. We just wanted to
love Grace. She is so honest. She is like, look.
Because, sometimes when you get killed in practice,
Yeah.
you come home, you're done.
So then are you guys still practicing now? You still practice daily? You're still going to practices? Is it the same intensity and level as it was? Or do you reset? Do you say, okay, well now we're not shooting for June of 2020, we're shooting for 2021. So do you reset that clock and say, okay, we start with easier basic workouts to work on technique and form and let the body heal, and then we build up again? Or do they say, oh no, you've been going, so let's just keep going? So your workouts stay that intense, that strong?
We kind of kept going.
Okay. And that's a coaching choice, you think? Like your coaches make those choices for you?
Because we don't know what season. They're saying they're gonna have domestic meets in the States.
So you have to stay there.
Yes, but we're not, the times don't count, so.
Alright.
The only difference, rather than 5 days a week, we're only training 3 days a week, so we don't burn out.
Okay.
Or
These two are saying.
Don't forget Saturday. We got rock
Grace was gonna rest. Y'all just didn't know it yet. She was gonna rest tomorrow. Alright, Mark has another question for you guys.
Yeah, Erica wants to know what you guys best track moments are. Like, what's your
Jeff, you guys.
outstanding
Okay,
accomplishment?
My best track moment? And see, I got a couple. I don't have a best, like,
Yeah.
it's hard to have a best because it's like so much that has happened. I feel like all of it is like
building to.
to that, all of that. So, I'll say my favorite was I don't know, my fastest, okay, like, I'll say my best, no, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I PR, so I ran my fastest race my junior year. I don't say it's my best because I missed the collegiate record by .01, and it hurt me. It hurt because it was it's just always just that little bit, but that counts in track. Also, I don't know, I went in nationals. I was the first freshman ever in the 100-meter hurdles to ever win.
So taking off of that then, so if that's like a favorite thing, do you still have like a big dream accomplishment? Like this would be my dream, my most amazing, or do you not have something like that?
I mean, I'm not in college anymore, so I can't set goals for that.
Right.
But professional wise, everybody dreams of becoming a medalist, a big medalist, especially a gold medalist. And also, with world championships and things like that. So I definitely say like those are goals for me. I say a medalist. When you're dealing with coaches, they say gold.
Right.
I just say medalist because if I don't get gold and I get silver, then I'm pissed because I didn't get gold.
Right.
So I just keep it at medalist. Just to not even try to set that standard for myself, just keeping it right there.
Asa, your best moment on the track?
My best moment would be, well, I have a lot as Jan said. So I'll just keep it general and say like every time I get to like represent my country and stand on the podium, collecting a medal. That's like my best memory of the track.
Yeah, great.
My favorite, I guess I would say, there's this big championship in Puerto Rico. It's called Justa Slide. It's like NCAA in the States. The reason why that was my favorite is because my late coach, he passed away a few years ago. So my main event was a 400, and I don't know what got into his mind, but he made me be part of the 4x1, the 4x4, the 100, the 200, and the 400. So that's 5 events, and we had so one day is the trials, and the following day is the finals. So for trials, I won the 100, so I qualified automatically for the finals the following day. Then I came second in the 400. Basically I qualified for finals in the 1, 2, and the 4. So the following day, I had 5 events, and the prior day I had 3 events. So basically, I just had to reset and start all over again. The first event was the 4x1. My school is a very small college, and it's not very known. It's not very popular in track and field. And we made history by winning the 4x1. They won 4x1, but that was a long time ago. And then in the 100, I was not the favorite because my main event is the 4 once again. And they brought a lot of overseas athletes from Colombia, Brazil. So basically, those were the favorite. And they were never expecting a local athlete to win that event. And I won that event. In the 400 meter, I was basically tired because I ran the 4x1 and the 100. So I came second in what I call my little baby, the 400. Then in the 200, I came back and won the 200, and the 4x4, one of my teammates fell. So we didn't finish that event. But it just rounded off, and I won MVP of the meet. I was not expecting that, but that made me also realize that, trust the process, trust the coach. I mean, when he told me that, I thought it was sincerely crazy. But, thanks to that, he made me believe in myself and basically, in a hard way, told me, Grace, it's always important to trust the coach, no matter how insane the workouts may sound or what they think you can do. Never doubt yourself once they believe in you.
That's awesome. Right. Yeah. I would that's awesome. I think that like a lot of true athletes that are on the level that you guys have all been, it seems like running for quite a while in track and field, and that's just been your event. Probably couldn't say I have one favorite or one moment until you get to the pinnacle of whatever sport, as Jasmine said, like the Worlds or the Olympics, World Series if you're playing baseball, anything like that. So Stanley Cup in hockey. So that's awesome. Well, I have a good question, especially since the three of you are enjoying your Taco Bell slushies. How do you do nutrition? How do you deal with nutrition? Is it a worry? Is it a concern? Because you are athletes, I mean, I know that you do have to fuel somewhat properly, but because you're working so hard, you're burning so much calories, and y'all are young, how do you deal with nutrition? Is it a strict thing? Is it not so strict? Like Grace brought up earlier, certain athletes can't hold extra weight, so they don't lift heavier at the gym, or they don't do this, or they don't do that. So is that a guideline too? I mean, is it something that is looked at or gauged in the sport, or do you guys watch what you eat? Do you have the luxury of eating what you want?
Nutrition is so important.
It is important.
Right.
Depending on, the type of athlete. You got those that know more about it and that are going to eat really healthy and things like that. Me, I don't eat healthy. Not going to lie. I eat whatever I want. I drink soda. But it doesn't, it never affected me. Like, I run, I always ran fast.
Right.
I had a soda before my fastest races. Like, it gives me energy. I could back off from soda. I'm not good with nutrition. I don't know nothing. I know there's vegetables. Most it's better to eat no fried chicken, like no fried food.
Right. You're killing Mark over there. He's gonna be bringing me a couple meals next week. I'm just
Please
telling
do.
you. Please do, like, babe. Make the meals for Jasmine and take them over to her house.
I'm just not really big on. I eat whatever I want to eat, but the thing is, I don't eat a lot though.
Right.
So I'm not just constantly eating. I hardly eat, and that's my problem. So, and then I get big anyway, so it's.
So so then in some aspects of things, genetics does play a part. Some people have a higher metabolism, a faster metabolism. They can eat what they want, and then obviously some people can't. I would think for longer distance athletes who are running longer distances, I think their fueling and their nutrition is probably different than sprint athletes. I mean, obviously you brought it up earlier too as well, Grace, is the body type. You always look at sprinters and hurdlers and just the difference in the legs, and then you look at people who run long distance, half marathon, like they're skinny and stringy, and but I would venture to say, if I was to think about it in my aspect of things, I would look at them thinking, okay, they're probably doing whatever they want because they're out there running for 1 and 2 and 3 hours for an event. So the time and the practice that goes in. So, and then where your event is seconds. The time in the practice that goes in is still the time in the practice, but I would just want the fueling, I would think, would be different. So, Asa, how do you deal with nutrition?
Well, for me,
Especially being from the islands, how do you deal with nutrition?
For me, my body, I get big quickly if I don't watch what I eat.
Big, fat, big, like you gain weight?
I gain weight.
Okay.
I won't say fat, but I gain
You
weight.
gain weight.
I get heavy.
Okay.
And I cannot work with that because I need to be so right now I'm around 178. If I'm 182, I'm not gonna.
So you have where you're comfortable, where you
Yeah.
feel comfortable. All right, so how do you manage that? How do you deal with eating? Are you like Jasmine, where you can eat whatever you want, and you're okay with that, or are you a little bit more regimented?
Well, I've been having friends that do track as well that are more knowledgeable about nutrition. They share some tips, and I take a page from their book now and then. And I I would call one of my friends when I'm going grocery shopping and have her like tell me, okay, yeah, this, get that. And I've seen results from it.
Okay.
So,
Grace?
I mean, I do keep a nice balance, but my excuse is, I guess I could eat anything because I'm just gonna burn it off. But I know when I'm older, that's gonna
I was gonna say, that is the grace of being young. When you start running track, you can't do that anymore. Well, and that's the thing too, you guys, you all are living here, this is, like, you're all in Florida. Florida's not even your home base, like Jasmine, it's not your home base, either one of you guys. So is that a little bit more difficult? Because when you go to college, you don't really cook in college. It's not like you're in your dorm room making yourself some, rice and steamed veggies and that kind of stuff. I would think maybe as a college athlete, you were a little bit better with nutrition because it was easier to come by, or no, not so much?
I used to cook a lot in college.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you were, yeah. Now, what about at home? Like when you lived at home in Trinidad, is that like you obviously at home you ate? Did you see that? Was it a different when you came to America, like how you ate there and how you eat here?
Yeah, I would eat a lot back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mom cooks pretty healthy, so try and like have any same habits that I did back home in America. No, I gained weight so quickly.
It's easy to gain weight here. I'm gonna lie, that's what every corner. Same when you came over here, difference?
I feel like I have more control here. Anytime I'm home, I feel like I'm on vacation, so I eat anything. But here, I have a little bit more control as to what I eat. I do give myself treats, so I consider the weekends my treat days. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. When you go home, Jasmine, does mom cook and
Every
everything?
day my mom cook, I cook too, but that's why I don't really don't be cooking no more, because I only cook bad food. So,
Mom, don't cook that food. Hope you're not watching mom, but that is what Jasmine said.
like, I backed off from that in college, like I wouldn't cook a lot, but I do a lot of fried chicken, fried
A lot,
fried fish.
a lot of the young kids that we do know, like even they don't seem to cook a lot. You just, there's no necessity, especially now with like Uber Eats and everybody, they just drop it off at your door. So that's awesome. All right. Staying a little bit on the nutrition side, especially since all three of you said your nutrition is not like super clean. Do you supplement this? Do you take like a vitamin, multivitamin, turmeric, ginger? Is there something that you take that helps probiotics, anything like that you think, okay, this is it, or even a protein powder or a shake, like this is it, I'm good, I at least can get this in, or I know what this is and it helps out?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, what do you take? I'm
Um,
interested to know.
I might pronounce it wrong.
That's okay.
Beta alanine,
Mm-hmm.
glutamine, hold on, L-arginine. I think.
Arsenal. Mm-hmm. Right there, he'll get you through it. He knows exactly where to go.
What else?
So there's,
Fish oil.
mm-hmm.
I do drink whey protein. There's BCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
That's good, okay.
Fish oil, omega, and whey protein.
Do whey protein as well, and fish oil and omega. Okay, Jasmine, none?
I actually tried to take vitamins. I stopped. I could keep up with it, but like I'm afraid to, because any little thing that can happen, like
Yeah, no, exactly, that's why we wanted to know, like, we know, like, some people are very strict, like, for lack of anything to say, like, they're superstition, or like, this is it, this is what I have to take, this is the perfect, 2 of these, 3 of these, 1 of those. So that's why we wanted to know if there was something like, I know a lot of like fish oil and omegas, a lot of joint support. We do turmeric root and ginger root ourselves at our own house for the same reason, not because we're athletes, but because we're old. Okay. A question, how do you become a professional athlete in your sport? Is it hard? How do you do it? Do you make that decision? Is it a decision you can only make in college, or can you make it out of high school? Like I know some pro sports, football, they have to go through so many years of college. Basketball, they can come right out of high school and be a professional paid athlete in their sport. How does that work in your sport?
You can become a professional at any time.
You don't have to go to college.
You don't have to go to college.
So what are the requirements to become a professional in your sport?
You just have to run fast.
It takes just one meet.
Yeah.
Just one good day, one perfect day, and whoop, you get
I feel like with track, you have those athletes that aren't sponsored that should be sponsored in someone, and then I personally feel that way. And then you got some that are sponsored, not here, but you know.
Well, what would make the difference? So let me get this. When you're a professional or sponsored athlete, is that Nike or Brooks or someone coming to you and saying, we want you to run for us, with us, we're going to pay you? Or do you say, I want to be a professional athlete, so I'm going to put myself out there, whether you're sponsored by a big name company or not? Or can you be, I guess you can't be sponsored by your country to be a professional athlete, but
Yeah.
You can.
you can, okay?
It goes
It's
always.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's like, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it can go down. It can go any of the ways you just said.
Okay.
Yeah, you can run faster, and a shoe company wants to.
But if you're a professional athlete, can you run in college or no?
No.
You cannot.
That's
So you kind of have to make a decision that
Yeah.
if you decide, okay, I'm ready to be a professional athlete in my senior year of high school, then you pretty much know, okay, I'm not going to college, or I want to go to college and get the experience, or I want to hold off till I get more experience to be pro.
Yeah, but the choice to become if there's an offer on the table, the choice to become a professional athlete is all yours. At any point in time, you could be a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It's your choice.
So if you're given that choice in the first shot and you say no, do you have to wait for that to come back around? Or can you, 2 years down the road, be like, you know what, I'm ready to turn pro now. I wasn't ready then, but mentally or physically, I'm ready now.
I think if you wait a year or two and you're not running fast as fast as what you were before, your money's going to decrease. Shoe companies can say no, but they could be like, oh, you're only worth this much. That's what it comes down to. I think if it depends what you're being offered as well, because if you come to a freshman in college and you talking about, all right, I'm gonna sign you $500,000 or $1 million, why pass that up? You don't know what's gonna happen there, and as long as you get your guarantee too, it's kind of like opportunities like that. I don't think anybody's gonna pass with that money right there,
Right.
especially knowing
Well, right, okay. No, that's very interesting. I just didn't know if there was a process to it, you had to be, like I said, I know with some school or with some sports, you have to go so much to college, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. But then you have sports like gymnastics where, these young girls are turning professional and then they couldn't go to college. So that's interesting to know. All right, do you guys, and you can answer this if you want to or not, as a professional track athlete, we all know that the big sports make big money. And a lot of people know the big names in track, the Justin Gatlin, the Usain Bolt, and I'm assuming their money probably comes from bigger sponsorship outside of when they first started. Do you guys, is it a lucrative profession? Is it something that you do out of love and you're a professional in your sport because you love it? And I would think that any professional would be there, but money never hurts. Like you said, who at a college age would walk away from $500,000 if it's offered to you at that point? So is that something that plays? Is it something that for the rest of your life you can do, or somewhere in your life you have to stop and say, okay, I want to coach, or I want to move on and I want to run my own business, or I want to do this, or I want to do that? Where does that come from?
Track is temporary, so you're gonna have to during track you're gonna have to find a plan for what's next. But
I definitely, we get paid chump change, I don't care, I'm just saying, compared to other sports, but it's kind of like you said, we have to plan for what's next. I unless you just keep running fast. The thing is, there's always something in there where, okay, you're gonna get reduced.
Right.
Like, it's always something in there that we're gonna have to deal with. And basically, it's just,
So you're a professional track athlete for the love of running track and field. Is that what you would say?
no. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like,
Well, you have to love it to be.
I love that. You know, it's just, I do love it.
Right.
It's, you know, it's just the next step. You know, when you start young and you're like, I can't wait to get here. You get there. I can't wait to get here. Now you're like, oh, I'm tired. Like,
Right.
but you still love it. And it's like, that's the thing too. You have to find your love for it again.
Do you see the sport changing? Like every sport you see as the next, and and you guys are still young, but as the next generation comes along, they are getting faster, they are getting stronger, they are getting, for whatever reason. And track is an event that I don't think that, it's not like the equipment is going to make a difference. I guess they can say the shoes will make a difference, but that's about the only piece of equipment you guys have. So these athletes are getting faster, stronger, and you guys are seeing that as seasoned veterans, honestly, even at your young age. So where do you think you want to go? Would you want to coach up and coming track and field athletes, or would you want to yeah?
Yeah.
Grace?
Takes a lot of patience.
Because for me, if I meet an athlete that was like me when I started, I would.
But you guys are still young, so I'm going to give you that. You're still young, and I think as you get older, you develop the patience and you develop. But can you look at where you have been in track and field and see where track and field is coming, the group behind you and possibly the group behind them, and say, my experience, my expertise can still help back here? Because I would say the mechanics and the form and the function would stay the same. Maybe it's the training aspect, because they're only going to get so fast, legitimately, right?
And I feel like naturally, because we've been through it, and let's say if we go back to our hometown and we just stop by a track and we see someone working out, we could spot talent. And I don't know, but so for example, I went to St. Kitts this past preseason to do my preseason workout because I was living in Albany, New York, and it was just going to be too cold down there. So when I went to St. Kitts, I saw a little high schooler practicing, and she wanted to do. She's a distance runner. She said she doesn't like it, but I promised to be her mentor for the time being, and she found passion in it. So I just feel like they just want to have someone there to, better than their parents and their coaches, just someone who's actually been through it and tell them how talented they are or how good they can be if they just, push themselves a little bit or just believe in themselves, because a lot of them have talent, but they just don't have the passion. They can't find the passion yet. That's what it is.
That's a good answer, and I think that would be true, especially more so, and no offense to you, Asa, but more so especially for young women coming up, because there's not a lot of sports, there's not a lot of places to go, and then at a certain age there is a self-image issue and things like that. So you do have to find that passion or that strength or someone to lift you up and help put you in the right direction. So that's an awesome thought process there. And that's what I was asking about coaching, because I'm sure you guys can look at some of your coaches and be like, oh my God, they aggravated me, or oh, they were a terrible coach, they were a great coach. So you can take those life lessons as well, and that's why I asked if you ever felt you would want to coach, that you can take those life lessons and say, oh, I remember my coach did this, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Or, I hated it when they did it, and after it was all said and done, I understood the reasoning behind it, so therefore it made sense. Because I think that's hard too, like you have to have a reasoning, and sometimes your coaches just don't want to tell you what it is. The reason is, I told you to do it, now go do it. And you might see it down the road, but things like that. So that was why I was wondering if you ever felt like you would want to coach at any level.
high school, college, professional, anything like that after your time has come? Okay. Yeah, what do you have?
So we have, last two questions, guys. One's from Mike. Have you ever felt burnout, hit the wall in your training, and ready to move on to a laid back role? How do you approach that moment when you hit? And then, who would you list as one of your track idols and why?
Okay, yes, I felt burned out. I actually felt burned out last year. my first year out of college, I felt like trash. Honestly, I was looking up things to do, like jobs, all kinds of stuff. Because, like, I started to get frustrated, with, like, I'm working on every day, going hard, but it just wasn't happening. But it ended up being that I just needed to relax, I guess, meditate a little bit, and just stop stressing. And as soon as I stopped stressing, it just got better. What was the
Who's your track
Your
idol?
role model.
So, honestly, one of my friends was my role model growing up. When I first started track, his name is Dion Lando. He went to the 2012 Olympics, and as a freshman, he won. He anchored the 4x4 for us, and we got a bronze medal in London. So,
You watched that Olympics?
yeah. And well, his like work ethics is like amazing. Like I can at every like as much as I get better, I still look up to him, somewhat because of the role he played in me becoming who I am in track and field today. So yeah.
Right now, none. And I only say that now as a professional is because like I have to compete against these girls. I can't keep, having that admiration.
Right.
I can't do that. That did mess me up last year because I was finally lining up against girls I looked up to, and it distracted me. I could say because I'm like, all right. I don't know how to compete against them because it's kind of like, all right, I respect them so much. Like I kind of like I back down a little bit because I'm like if this is finally here, like this is finally true. I could say growing up, like Brianna McNeil now, Brianna Rollins in college. She broke the collegiate record. Like she was top dog. So I seen that. She was at Clemson. I wanted to go to Clemson. I'm like, okay, I want to do this, and I ended up going to Kentucky anyways. And then, but I can definitely say she was throughout college though, just because of seeing. I think she was a junior too when she broke the collegiate record, and just seeing how that all went. And I was like, all right, kind of like in the same footsteps, kind of what she went through, and. Just missing her record, but a little bit kind of upset me. But what was the other question?
Have you ever hit a wall?
The first question. Yeah, I definitely hit one. I'd say 2017, my sophomore year of college, because 2016 I went to the Olympics as a freshman, and I didn't really have much of a break after the Olympics. I had to get back in the collegiate season, so. The 2017 season was hard. I was big, I was heavy, I lost nationals by 0.01. That's why I keep these 0.01s, they matter. But I lost by just that much. But I was a big girl. I was a big, I'm known to be big in hurdles. Everybody, I'm always called fat. So, I definitely say 2017 was a year I was like, man, I don't even want to do this anymore. And then last year, first year as a pro, it was such a drastic change. And I think a lot of athletes, majority of the pro athletes go through that stage. And it's kind of like so much is changing and you have to figure out things on your own. But after last year, I kind of wanted to just, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm done.
And how did you get past that?
I moved.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved down here. For me, like now, I don't play about like mental health. I don't care if I'm not in a good mental like space. I don't want to be around it. I don't care. I'm not about to sacrifice that just to make money to run fast. That doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, if I'm not happy, I'm not going to run fast. I'm not going to want to practice. So I came to a conclusion about that. I was like, my happiness matters, and I'm only going to get but so far. Like.
Grace?
I feel like the biggest wall for me that I'll hit is injury. Injury can really take a toll on you physically and mentally. And just by trying to come back too early, you might make it worse. So it takes a lot of patience, and patience takes time. You can never tell when you're gonna be 100% again, and when you do come back, fear. You're gonna fear that if you push it too much, you'll re-injure yourself. So I mean, I feel like that would be one of the toughest walks for me. There's always this one workout that will make you want to quit once you quit. It's so hard, and you'll start questioning. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting my body through so much pain? But it's because we love it, Like, I feel like if we didn't have passion for track, we wouldn't do it. No matter how much money they pay us, we wouldn't put our body and mental and stuff like that through all of that struggle and pain. I feel like my biggest role model, he's also Puerto Rican. He does the same event as I do, or he did, because he doesn't run anymore. His name is Javier Guzon. His coach told me that I should do hurdles, and I thought it was crazy. But yeah, when I got switched to hurdles, I understood why. Like, basically, he said that what he saw in Coulson, he saw in me, and having a female hurdler, 400 hurdler, who lead with Puerto Rico.
Sweet. All right, one last question, and we'll wrap it up and let you guys get home. Forget my question about a race. Tell him every time that I don't remember what it is. What advice would you give? And I'm sure you guys have been asked this question before. What advice do you give the younger? Let's lucky you're fixing to get in trouble. Jasmine's gonna beat you out. What advice would you give to the younger athletes coming up in track and field? Just one piece of advice that you could give them.
Sorry. Go ahead.
For me, like, that I learned was just letting go and trusting your coach, because your coach has a plan for you. So sometimes you might question, sometimes the coach might be dead wrong. Sometimes the coach might be dead wrong, no, but
most of the time,
when the coach is right, you just gotta trust him, because he has a plan, and it usually works.
Okay. Jasmine, piece of advice?
I definitely just say, just work hard. I mean, it's going to show. Everything you do in practice is going to show out when you step out on that track and line up. So yeah, definitely, I'd say work hard. I'm saying that because I'm
Great.
A piece of advice I'm always telling the younger ones coming up is to make sure they always have fun with it, because when their coaches or parents start putting expectations and pressuring them, they're not going to see the fun in it anymore. And growing up as a little child, they don't want to do something that doesn't bring fun to them or happiness. They just want to have fun, and I feel like that's really important.
So keep that makes a lot of sense. All right, step back in. Your social distance.
Just, you guys, we have enjoyed having Grace and Jasmine and Ace to join us. We hope you've enjoyed it too. We hope that you guys that are up-and-comer athletes of any form have learned something. If you have any questions, feel free just to type them out. I'll get them to any one of the three, and we will go from there. You got another question? No? And on that note, Jasmine, my son says next time he's over, he wants to race you in the parking lot, because Mark told him to challenge you to a race. Just put that one on Mark. So Brad, the offer is out there. Bring a slushie for Jasmine, and she'll race you in the parking lot. You guys enjoy. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Thank you three again for joining us. We really do appreciate it. See you guys. Be safe, be kind.